Dumb. Dumb. Meh.
Hello, music videos, 2014. I'm David Erdy, your music video professor, and today we're going to go down the popular path of deciding what was the best of the year. And since there isn't an award show that doesn't amount to a steaming pile, I figure why not do it myself? And you can trust me. And just so you know, none of the music I mention in this episode is stuff I listen to really on my own. There's no fan bias to any of this. I'm not here to talk about music, I'm here to talk about the videos created from it. So, let's dive right in. First, the three main modes: performative, narrative, and performative narrative. These are the three main video types I see out there. And though the lines between them do blur, like a lot of award shows, I'm trying to commend the quality each one uniquely strives for. Up first, best performative. Rating a performative video is kind of weird because as videos, they're all surface, They're just totally cream. And that's in itself kind of rare these days since almost all of them enforce a narrative in some separate sequences. So the best performative video really comes down to who had the most style and fun in a creative way while still resonating to the music. So for 2014, I'm giving my vote to Asia. Well, technically, Korea. South Korea. Every visually fun performative video I've seen this year was from Asia, but primarily South Korea, land of K-pop. Since the late 90s, the Asian music scene has been dominated by big groups built for levels of cute or cool to the extreme. This, in part, comes from cultural values. Europe and America tend to value the actions of the individual, whereas Asian cultures value the harmony of the group. In America, there is a demand for artist sincerity, that the people making the music are speaking from a real place. They want people to resonate with them through their message, whatever it may be, and promote themselves and their music as one. And to be fair, America's music scene has been a boiling point for radical ideology, and still can be, though the higher up you get, the more corporate controlled it becomes. Japan and Korea, from my experience, are about putting on a good show as performers, to the point of zero transparency. The people in these videos are dancers and maybe singers, but that's all they represent through regular stage shows, TV appearances, and of course a reality show. It's all designed as a product for fans to gush over cuties. The performers are there to star in the video. Because of that, I find myself pretty disillusioned with them and can't help when watching these videos to only see the immaculate level of detail in the backgrounds, costumes, and especially the orchestration of color palettes. I just have massive respect for the production teams who make the sets and costumes, produce the music, and direct the videos. Honestly, the large majority of these are quite boring, but at least they try something distinct to make the video, pop. Mainstream American visual aesthetics definitely tend to shoot for the lukewarm middle in their execution. But look, I'm not here to shit on anyone. I'm just here to rate the best performative video, which is why I thought to give props to a culture of bubblegum pop videos that seem so in control of their superficial layer. The performative winner of the year's gotta be out there, visually driven, but also solid in... Oh, what is this? Is this disco? Mermaids! They're packaged up! They're being marked down! Dear God, human sushi. Human sushi. I'm done. They are playing in the soy sauce like it's a freaking pool! Catalina by Orange Caramel, you were the silliest and most visually fun video of the year. And I only admit bias if loving sushi is a bias. So we got the best performative. Now let's get the best narrative. And it goes to a video that can be summed up best in 2 words. Fuck you! But like, in a really eloquent looking font. Yeah. It's Queen by Perfume Genius. A narrative video's strength is in its flawless direction to convey a story. This video shows gender duality with nearly every shot. The quick story is a character sneaks into an office space at night to smash computers and shred paper. At a climax, the singer, who seems like their inner voice, disrupts an important meeting, strutting on the table in lipstick and heels. Multiple shots morph the protagonist's face, removing their makeup to reveal a masculine identity underneath. The abstract visuals show our character as they feel, a woman, but are forced to hide, which becomes compromised, leading to a, sad ending. The sparse and vague lyrics really let a variety of stories be heard. The video seems to be about how society forces us into labels and binaries, and how breaking that mold is an act of rebellion, acknowledging the unfortunate consequences it's had on some people. And while it definitely excels in terms of content, I was drawn to the use of ambience with color, especially in the transition of the audio going to a slow beat after. Now, let's combine the two to make my favorite type of video, the performative narrative, an incredibly integrated product that never strays away from its performance while still giving us a story. And I gotta give it up to Sweatpants by Childish Gambino, a video that dares to pose the question, can you have too much Donald Glover? Anyone else order the Malkovich? Anyway, this video works great as a character study of a delusional, privileged brat who knows when you're rich you can do whatever you want and get away with it, even in the smallest ways, like arriving at a fancy party in sweatpants. The unsettling deep beat and fast-moving stream of consciousness lyrics get channeled into what I consider a hallucinogenic nervous breakdown. He finds himself stuck in a suffocating, never-ending loop. The video utilizes staging to provide an escalation, with each repeat denying the climax, agitating us with the music's rising tension to show a collapse of his reality. All this tension cuts to his core with anxiety, till he's ready to burst. Until he finally shouts, "Fuck about my family name!" Which, in a nuanced moment, shows a commit to change, a sense of character development. The video then removes us from this claustrophobic space where the eyes on him are gone and he feels free. That transition alone wins it this category. I could gush more, but it's pretty clear. Well-executed visual effects, set to evocative lyrics and suspenseful backing music. It's a video you have to see to believe. Well, we got the 3 modes out of the way. On to the final 2 categories. First up is best use of audio, which no doubt in my mind goes to for one reason, staging the drop. If you haven't seen this video yet, you need to. I could point out every insane, hilarious detail, but I want to draw your attention to how it progresses through the setting of an apartment building. We start on the roof with the first character, who is our torchbearer. Like, you know how in musicals the songs always start by a person suddenly singing or dancing, and then a group of nameless strangers join in, smiles and all? The video toys with that trope by making the torchbearer possessed by the music. He's an unstoppable lunatic, and his dancing functions as a magnetic force that sucks everyone into it like a black hole, as this poor woman unwillingly becomes coerced. Notice how he gets pulled to the ground as if grabbed by his feet against his control and slides between her legs. And then, the drop. The exact same scenario plays out, except it's escalated. Our dancers shoot frightening, almost pained stares at the family who find themselves sucked in. As the tension builds to the final drop, they fall and the song finishes out at a giant party. This video is hilarious and well thought out, but I specifically admire the way it used the apartment floors as scene changes set to the drop. So here we are at the end, the one to rule them all. Your video of the year is... the Beyoncé visual album. I feel like people know now more than ever how award shows hinge on congratulation over serious artistic merit. But I understand that inclination, as my awarding this album has to do with what it did to push visual albums to the mainstream. You know? My whole theory is that music evolved into a visual medium because of television, and visual albums are a big part of our future because of that. Beyoncé is far from the first. Daft Punk, Animal Collective, and especially I Am I, Who Am I, among others, have tackled this concept. It's just she's the biggest icon to ever approach it, and that carries a lot of cultural currency. But she's not getting the award just for that. It's because she put so much of herself in it. An overarching theme scattered throughout is the struggle she's had and work she's put in to get where she is. We see the sacrifices and the learning bumps, cleverly using VHS footage of her as a child and teen. My primary criticism of the album is it's too disjointed to feel whole. I didn't get enough of that story. I wanted an actual cinematic experience instead of a bunch of short films. But that's how someone high up like Beyoncé works. A handful of different directors with loads of different writers and producers. Each music video picks up its own steam and then drops it when the next one starts. Yet, despite my criticism, there are a lot of great videos, which I think account for some of the best she's ever made, with unforgettable sections like this.
Hard, rock, steady, rock, hard, rock, steady, rock, hard, rock, steady, rock.
But everything comes together with the final video, Grown Woman. Getting to it, this is the real video of the year. Aesthetically, it's an impressive feat, taking the VHS footage to the next level by fusing Beyoncé of the past, present, and future into one realm. It's technically an experimental nonfiction music video, which I've never seen. What makes it so viscerally potent, though, is how we reach this point after following her story the whole time. It stands as a reflection and celebration of her life up to this point, and the song resonates with that wonderfully, being about how she's ascended proudly as an empowered woman. So, yeah, that was the year in review. If you'd like to stay up to date, you can subscribe or follow me at David Erdy. I'd love to hear in the comments your favorite video of the year. There were a couple I didn't get to include, but that's life. I realize I haven't updated in a while. It's mostly because I've been working on a book on music videos that I really feel passionate about. And hopefully while I'm working on that, I can make a couple videos for the channel this year on the side. So definitely stay in tune for some of those. But if you want to hear more about music videos in general, I now have an official blog, which I can use to spotlight smaller things that wouldn't make it into a main video here. And they'll be like mini reviews or something, you know? So you can go to that and there'll be more frequent updates, hopefully. And yeah, I guess that's about it then. Thanks for watching. I have no sign off, so bye, I guess.